What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty aka Doughtinator. Here we are for round 2 of the Race Asylum Pro-Am League at Kyoto Driving Park. Yamagawa layout is where we'll be racing today. We're going to have a grid start and there we see the cars lined up now. So on pole we have Philo, Oscar in second, Gecko Racer in third, Bobby in fourth, They Hate Melty with a good qualifying in 5th position, Dynamic Styles in 6th, Sean 7th, Mew Mew in 8th, Lucky Bucky 9th, 10th Baz, a little bit lower than I would have expected to see Baz. And we're going to get to the front of the grid now. We're going to go underway. Green light is on, off we go. Absolutely cracking start from Oscar from the inside. Philo once again, a slow start. That's a slow starting car for that Aston Martin there. So into turn 1, lots of action going on ahead. Gecko Racer looks like he's missed out a little bit, and They Hate Melty with a strong start side by side with Gecko Racer through this SE section, and he's just cleared Gecko Racer there with the amazing power from that Mercedes, and they're going to go too wide into turn, well, I have no idea what turn that is, but it's a long sweeping corner. Oscar's looking to hang it around the outside, and someone's spinning in the background. We're going to try and find, is They Hate Melty. He's had a nightmare on lap 1. Let's figure out what actually happened there. So he's just ran wide on the grass, lost control and just dropped the car. So that's unfortunate for Melty. He's going to look to fight back with the damage. He may have sustained some damage in that. We do have heavy damage in this race. So back to the battle for the lead. Oscar is looking to go round the outside, which should give him inside for this corner, but then the outside into the hairpin. So a big braking zone, and Philo's gone very deep there. Is he missed a braking point, or was there contact? But yeah, Philo has dropped back significantly, and we're going to go now down towards the end of the first lap. Mew Mew has capitalised up into 5th position from his starting position there. Baz is up to 8th, trying to catch my ref now. The end of lap 1 is approaching, and Kevman looking strong in 10th, Gorilla Gaz in 11th, Ant Smasher in 12th, Gr3 in 13th position, Grandpa Goes Gaming in 14th in that McLaren, Mackie RS in 15th, and They Hate Melty recovering from that first lap spin. He doesn't take the pits, so I think that damage is going to be okay for him to run with for a little bit. As we progress through the race, we're going to try and keep an eye on who's on what tyres and people's fuel levels. So going through the S's now for the second time, all the drivers running in a line. Philo looks like he's dropped back to 6th position, so he's going to have to do some recovery driving in that Aston Martin. He goes to the inside through the sweeping corner, puts a move on Mew Mew. So it looks like Philo is on the racing soft tyres, so he will have quite a bit of grip advantage over some of these other guys using mediums maybe. One of those drivers is Mew Mew on the mediums, and he's going to get he's just going to make that defence into the difficult chicane. This is a chicane where you can cut quite a lot. The track limits are very lenient in that area there. Sean running in 7th position, Baz in 8th. Lucky Bucky is he going for a move on Baz? He's just going to back out that one. He's going to think better of it, playing the longer game, looking at his tyre choices on racing super soft tyres. So maybe he's going to look to make some progress through the field early doors. Kevman still running in 10th position. Looking back through the field now, it looks like the drivers are starting to settle into a rhythm. He's going to look forwards through the race to see if there's any battles on track at the moment. Back through the field now, Gr3 is still running in 12th. Grandpa Goes Gaming in that McLaren F1. That'll be maybe not so much of an advantage as it was at Monza last week. They Hate Melty is back to the lead now. Oscar's picked up a 1-second penalty, possibly track limits related. Bobby is in a solid 2nd place. Dynamic Styles has made his way up to 3rd, as we're going to go back through the order now, side by side with Sean and Mew Mew, and it looks like Sean's going to come off the better. And is that Baz going to make a move on Mew Mew as well? So Mew Mew must have dropped some time in that incident, and Baz is going to go, is that wide? He's going to bring it back to the apex. Nicely done. Wide corner entry, but Mew Mew is wide again. He managed to keep control of that one, and I don't think those medium tyres are working out for Mew Mew at the start of this race. He's going to get he's managed to, it's a huge cut there from Mew Mew. That's got to be a penalty, and will that penalty appear? Yes, there we go. There's the penalty for Mew Mew. Huge cut there on that chicane, 1 second penalty which will burn off as the race goes through. So back to the front of the field, Oscar heads the field with a track limits penalty. Bobby is looking to close him down, so it looks like Bobby's on the super soft tyres, so Bobby has the tyre advantage at this moment in the race, so that gap may be closing down. Gecko Racer also has on the super soft tyres, so big tyre advantage for Gecko Racer there. Philo is now up to 5th and he's closing into the back of Dynamic Styles. Down the main straight now, Baz in that Honda NSX versus Sean on the super soft tyres, and a huge amount of power from that Aston Martin. Sean is going to back out of that move, he's not going to quite throw it down the inside there, so it looks like once again Baz is suffering on top speed in that NSX, not able to battle with those huge power in those Aston Martins again. Last week he was battling with Oscar, now it's looking like he's battling with Sean this time. I'm going to stay with this fight for a moment, and yeah, Sean is looking threatening down the straight. Baz seems to have the measure of this battle in the twisty stuff. Looking forwards to Baz, he's on a personal best lap time. Going to throw it into the ultimate cutting chicane. You can cut a huge amount of this without getting penalties. Mew Mew is doing a fine example of that cut, and still just burning off his penalty. Kevman up to 9th. Looks like Lucky Bucky may have dropped, and in fact Kevman is maybe under threat from Lucky Bucky. It looks like things have bunched up quite considerably. Race Asylum Academy driver Giba, oh, he's managed to save it. Lucky Bucky saved that. I think there was some kind of touch from Giba, who has let him take that position back, so it's fantastic driving from Giba there. But even better from Lucky Bucky, getting it almost 90 degrees sideways and saving it on the brakes and the throttle. So that's going to ruin his tyres, but he's going to get away without that huge crash. Great driving from both those drivers there, and we're going to go forwards now to see where the action is on the track. If you're enjoying this racing so far, check out the description for the link to the Race Asylum Discord. You can sign up for these championships, and also just talk about your fellow competitors to get faster in GT Sport. So Grandpa Goes Gaming to the inside with that McLaren with a huge overspeed on Mackie RS. He's made that move stick, but Mackie RS is looking to pull back, and they're going to go side by side through this S's section. Great driving between these two AM drivers, and Mackie RS has made the move. It made the move return and got back ahead of Grandpa Goes Gaming, as Grandpa Goes Gaming with huge overspeed with that McLaren round the outside, going to sweep in. He's going to bring it back to the apex. So it's a great example of the two different cars. One has the power, one has the handling, and They Hate Melty is getting involved now with Mackie RS. So is he going to make a move into this chicane now? It looks like they're going to be safe through the chicane. Track limits being abused as always. Melty's looking to the inside of Mackie RS. Mackie RS is driving a fantastic race so far, defending well and battling side by side and giving plenty of racing room. So huge shout out to Mackie RS. Really impressive driving so far, and he's looking to just, can he keep They Hate Melty behind him? So Melty, we know he has pace in that car, qualifying 5th, and he's looking to put a move on to They Hate Melty. I don't think Grandpa Goes Gaming has run wide at the difficult dog leg before the final corner, which is going to gift 2 positions, and we're going to go down the main straight now. Lap number 5. The leaders will be a little bit further around the track, and we're going to start lap number 6. So Mackie RS is on the super soft tyres. They Hate Melty still with damage, it seems. So that car will be slightly compromised. It looks like there's more damage on that car than from the first incident that we saw. So, sorry, my mistake. Mackie RS is on the medium tyres. No, I've triple checked now. He's actually on... I have no idea. I can't see. The screen I'm commentating with is too small to work out the exact text on the tyres. I think he's probably on the soft tyres. Moving forwards now, it's the battle for 12th position. Gr3 in that tiger striped Mercedes there is starting to make his way forward through the field. Race Asylum Academy driver there has pace in that car, so we're going to see how he's going to progress as the race goes on. Closing into the back of Lucky Bucky, is he going to think about sending a move into the final corner? And he's going to put a strong move on there. Lucky Bucky gives good racing room, very, very aware of the driver behind there. So great racing between these both drivers. And we're going to scroll forwards now to find more action on the track. It looks like Gorilla Gaz on Ant Smasher is going to put it to the inside, and they're going to go. It's going to be side by side once again into the S's. No, he's going to fall in line. He thinks better of going side by side. So these four cars absolutely kicking off for their battle for 10th position. Who's going to come out on top? So we've got Gorilla Gaz was threatening for that 10th position. They're going to go 3 wide. No, not quite 3 wide. Oh my, he's run wide. Who has run wide? It's Lucky Bucky. He has put it wide into that long sweeping corner. Picked up some damage, and he's going to be looking to get that fixed as the race progresses. So unfortunate incident for Lucky Bucky there. That 4-way battle was really starting to heat up, and Lucky Bucky coming off worst of that group. Back up with Mew Mew now, almost consistently carrying penalties, so really making the most of those track limits. Sean in 7th. Baz is up to 6th position now, almost trying to put a gap on Sean there. So looking forwards, we have Dynamic Styles in that fantastic looking Toyota FT1 in the Race Asylum public livery, looking very stealth and fast on the track there. So the FT1 is a good car for this track, but with tuning being enabled, it throws a huge curveball over the whole race really. Everything you know from sport mode, from FIA or from daily racing, with tuning being enabled, it opens up a whole new dynamic to what you can do with your car's tune. Moving forward now, Philo up to 4th position, so we know he has pace. The winner from round 1, starting on the back foot for this round. Maybe it's not quite going to go his own way. Gecko Racer, Race Asylum Academy driver, again a strong showing in 3rd position. Bobby still in 2nd position, with Oscar being in front. As Bobby is going to send to the inside, and he's going to put a move on Oscar for the lead. Oscar with some serious swaz on corner exit there, so maybe Oscar's tyres are going. He still has a penalty to burn, but Bobby now heads the field for the first time in this race in that Corvette. He's on the super soft tyres, so he's going for an aggressive strategy off the bat. And is he going to be able to break the slipstream and get away from the front of the field? So you see all 4 drivers in the top 4 sharing the same space on the main straight. 5th place is just entering the straight now, so Dynamic Styles isn't out of touch. Baz is also within visual distance of the lead, and Sean running a strong drive in 7th. 8th position for Kevman, quietly racing and progressing through the field. Mew Mew in 9th, with some damage on that car, I think. Giba in 10th. 11th is Ant Smasher across the line to start lap number 9. Gorilla Gaz in 12th position. 13th is Mackie RS, so that's a constant battle with Melty and also Grandpa Goes Gaming. So he's going to go, is that going to pit? Yeah, Melty to the pit, so that's early for a pit stop. 13 minutes into this 50-minute race. Maybe he's going to be pitting for tyres and a bit of car repairs, so that's going to promote Grandpa Goes Gaming to 14th. Going to go back through the field now. Penalty still for Mew Mew, yet to serve that penalty fully. Dynamic Styles still rolling along in 5th position. Another change of lead. Oscar back to the lead. What has happened to Bobby on that lap? Was it a pass or was it a... Oh, Oscar's dropped it on the corner exit, entering the main straight. He's picked up some heavy damage with penalties still to serve, and he's going to just get into the pit lane. Let's actually find out what happened there. So Oscar just got a bit of swaz, touched the grass, fired it off into the barrier, and that has ruined his race. He's going to have to pit now for some severe repairs. 14 minutes into the race, is he going to be able to fuel to the end? Let's see how that one plays out as the race goes on. So that's a huge change in the lead there. So it's going to leave Bobby free to try and put some laps in. He's clear air ahead of him. Philo is now up to second, so that is ominous for his rivals. If he gets the clear track, is he going to be able to pull plenty of space to bridge the gap to the leader? Gr3, again, solid drive in third position, always in touch with the lead group. So yeah, looking at Philo now, he's on these soft tyres, so drivers have to use 2 different compounds of tyres through the race. The restriction on tyre quantity isn't that you can use however many tyres you want. So it could be a 1-stop race, it could be a 2-stop race if tyre wear is quite high, and it looks like that so far for me. On the information panel on the bottom of your screen, the red indicators on the tyres is the tyre wear. Anything more than 20 or 25% and you get a significant degradation in performance. So actually Gr3 is starting to fight back with Philo. So Philo's made his way through, but Gr3 is looking to threaten that second position. So again, another strong performance from Gr3. I like what I'm seeing from this driver, always at the sharp end of the field and battling for the podium positions. So that Porsche is a solid car to drive. I've not driven it with tuning enabled, but in its standard form, the Porsche is the go-to car. It's just the most safe and sensible car to drive, and certainly with tyre wear looking like it's quite high in this round, I think the Porsche is a solid choice. Round 3, I've been checking the weather forecast and it looks like we're going to have rain for round 3, so stay tuned for that one. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be airing round 3 highlights at the same time next week. So let's try and figure out what's going on with these guys for their strategies. So it looks like half of the fuel has been used for a lot of the drivers, and we've only done 18 minutes of the race. So a bit of side-on-side action there from Mew Mew and Gr3. It looks like Gr3's going to have the position into the chicane. They're going to go side by side through there. Gr3's just going to make that move happen. So Gr3 is on the charge back through the field now in that Mercedes, starting near the back. We're just checking now with Oscar. He's made his pit stop. The car is full. He's on the soft tyres? I don't know. I can't see. Let me know in the comments below what tyres he's on. I can't see it. Looking through the field now, it looks like Philo to the pits. That's an interesting one. I don't think he's going to be able to, and it didn't take on any fuel. That is a pit stop only for tyres for Philo. That's going to be a very interesting. Let's see how that one plays out, because pit stops, the pit boss is quite long, so for him to only take tyres, and he's gone to the super soft tyres, so expect some fire from Philo now, as he's got the super soft tyres on a light fuel load, and he's going to be trying to make his way back through the pack. He's got to make up 20 seconds or so to make that strategy work. Let's see how that one plays out. So Baz up to third position now. Consistent lap times, just pumping out those consistent lap times has promoted Baz into third position in that Honda NSX. Fourth place is Sean. Baz is dragging him along, and instantly Philo is going to make a move on Sean. I think Sean probably understands that they're in different parts of the race. Out the pits on brand new super soft tyres for Philo, he's going to have a significant grip advantage over the other drivers on the track, and he's going to be putting in some absolutely blinding lap times now. Baz is going to try and get the tow rope on the back of Philo and get dragged along. So it looks like Bobby to the pits as well. So are they going to be following similar strategies? Let's find out. So we need to keep an eye on Bobby's pit time. So they're going to put new tyres on the car. and they are fueling the car. So this is a completely different strategy for Bobby this time. He is going to be filling the car and hopefully going to the end of the race, exiting the pits at around the 19-minute mark. Someone else also in the pits, I didn't catch that was Sean. So pit stop starting to happen now, and I really don't know how this is going to play out as the race is going to go on. So it looks like Philo will be on a 2-stop strategy. A lot of these drivers that are filling, and it looks like Miu also going no fuel in that car. So Miu going for the aggressive strategy with a 2-stopper. So let's see how they play out as the race goes on. Ant Smasher didn't quite catch where he was in for his position. So Oscar is now up to 6th position with that initial pit stop. Bobby is out the pits on almost a full tank of fuel and a fresh set of tyres. The race is really completely turning on its head now with so many different strategies in play. Let me know in the comments below what you think's going to happen for the strategies. Gecko Racer is a long way clear in the lead now, and he's going to be those tyres look really second hand to me. They are the super soft tyres, so he's going to be really struggling with those tyres, but he seems to be doing okay. 2 seconds off his absolute best. Here we see Philo now up to 2nd down the main straight with his pit stop for tyres only. Baz to the pits now. Let's see if he's going to fuel the car this time round. He had the soft tyres on, it looks like, very worn it seems. So we've got side by side Oscar versus Gr3 onto the main straight. Gr3 to the pits now. This seems to be the pit window, 20 minutes through the race. Drivers should be able to fuel to finish the race. Oscar has a full tank of fuel, and on the medium tyres it looks like, so he might be able to make it to the end of the race. That crash might have worked out for him. Grandpa Goes Gaming lets Philo through on the blue flags. Fantastic work from Grandpa Goes Gaming. Good spatial awareness and good racing etiquette. Dynamic Style was in 16th. I'm not sure what's happened there. We've not checked in with Dynamic Styles for quite a while, but he was running in a solid 5th position, so I can't quite figure out what's happened there. Melty still circulating in 14th position. It looks like he's got quite a bit of fuel in that car, maybe fuel to the end of the race. Gorilla Gaz in that fantastic looking Corvette, and Mackie RS up to 12th position with the pit stops happening. It's difficult to know exactly where they are with their net position, but right now Mackie RS circulating in 12th position. Looks like he's running solid lines there, so great drive from Mackie RS so far. It is a 50-minute race. There's a lot to deal with pit stop traffic, lap traffic, and these drivers are doing fantastically. It is a Pro-Am race, so the field will be greatly spread with skill levels, but all these drivers are doing very good as they battle through these difficult corners on this track. The tyre wear looks like it's quite high this round. At Monza last time, tyre wear wasn't such a problem, but it looks like tyre wear is going to play a huge role or a pivotal moment in this race, because it looks like the 2-stop strategy starts to become viable as the tyre wear is so high. Kevman circulating in 9th position. Quiet race from Kevman. Is doing what he needs to do, get the consistent lap times in, not get into too many battles, and just aim to maximize your race pace. I talk about race pace quite a lot in a lot of my videos, and it's basically to choose the battles to fight. The most important thing is to get the fastest finishing time. That's your best chance at producing the highest result for yourself. If you start getting into a battle for 5th position with drivers that were trying to race through, then you're not really doing yourself any favours. So Miu still with a penalty. I don't know if he's just not serving these penalties or if he's just acquiring new ones, but he almost needs to change his name to have that red tag as his actual PSN ID. Baz is now in 6th position. He's done his pit stop and probably filled the end of the race. Sean is just over half a tank of fuel, and we are barely at half race distance. They might need some fuel management from that Aston Martin to get him to the end of the race. I'm sure the crew chief will be on the radio to tell him to change that fuel map if he's going to make the race distance. Oscar, very much like Mew Mew, always with a penalty, and it's a 1.5 second penalty right now, so looking like he's going to have to clear that one. Bobby is in third position, full of fuel in that car, so he's filled to the end of the race. Yellow flags I just saw pop up there. I didn't see what that was for. No, I couldn't quite catch that one. So yeah, Philo is in second position, yet to stop for fuel, but on the fast tyres. So Gecko Racer to the pits now, almost exactly on the half race distance mark. He has used those super soft tyres to the maximum. They're almost completely gone. So Gecko Racer will be getting fresh tyres and filling the tank to the end of the race. Philo will need to make another pit stop, so this is going to be interesting how this one plays out. So Philo, with about a quarter of a tank of fuel left on those super soft tyres, will be setting the track on fire with lap times. Second place is Bobby, as Gecko Racer exit the pits in third. Oscar is close in fourth position now, so both those drivers have made one pit stop. Oscar's probably a slightly longer pit stop than normal, as the pit crew go to beat the panels to fix that damage sustained when he dropped it on the exit of the final corner. And it looks like Gecko Racer has put these soft tyres on to finish the race. He'll be fine on those soft tyres. He managed to get those super soft tyres to half race distance, so we know he can drive with those tyres and save the tyres well. Bit of a Sergio Perez kind of a drive, that one. Oscar is, yeah, it looks like he's got enough fuel to finish the race, does Oscar. So this might end up being okay for Oscar. He's on the medium tyres as well, I think. So he's going to make the distance on those tyres. That shouldn't be a problem there. We are on lap 17. 26 and a half minutes gone in this race. And Gecko Racer running solidly in third position. Looks like maybe putting a little bit of a gap on the fourth place. So yes, back to the front of the field now. Philo, his last lap was a 1:31.4, which I think is quite fast considering the other lap times being set. Race control don't give us much information on the timing screen, so we don't have fastest laps, but we do see the purple lap time there from Philo. So he's fast on his previous lap and going faster on this current lap. So we don't have gaps. Race control don't provide that information to us. We don't have fastest lap pop up in our newsfeed either. Gran Turismo Sports seem to be very stingy when it comes to data in these race replays. So blue flags for Mackie RS, running in 15th position. Gecko Racer is going to go to the outside of Mackie RS. Mackie RS knows exactly what to do, and he's going to have Oscar approaching into the braking zone. Let's see how this one plays out. It looks like Mackie RS has backed off on the straight to let Oscar through. Absolutely quality driving there from Mackie RS. Very, very good racing awareness and absolutely excellent driving there. So we're going to start to move forward through the field now. Dynamic Styles in 14th. I'm unsure what's quite happened there. It could have been I just can't figure it out. There's a lot of time lost there from Dynamic Styles. He's following NRT Bobby and has the pace to keep with him, so it must have been external influence that caused Dynamic Styles to drop down the order. Maybe a requirement to pause the game or something like that. But I'm sure Dynamic Styles will use this as an extended practice testing session. See if we can tag onto the back of Bobby and get ready for round 3 next week. Looking forward through the field now. Gorilla Gaz running in 13th position with blue flags. So looks like Philo is approaching 13th position to put a lap on him. Melty is up to 12th. A little bit of swaz from Melty, but he's managed to catch that one in that Mercedes. That is looking very nice, that Mercedes, I've got to say. Lucky Bucky is recovering to 11th after that early spin. Ant Smasher running in 10th position. Also in the Mercedes as he goes through the S's section on the track. Kevman, lonely drive in 9th position. He's got himself a nice space on the track. He can focus on his own race. 8th place for Mew Mew without a penalty. I think this is the first time through this race we've seen Mew Mew without a penalty. Let's keep an eye on that to see how that plays out. Will he manage to stay clean for the rest of this race? 29 minutes, almost 30 minutes gone in this race. Gr3 running in 7th, so huge progress through the field. He's made a mistake. He's dropped it on the corner exit, and that is damage. So damage from Gr3. He's going to pull wide and let Mew Mew through. Let's see if he's going to pit this lap to fix that damage. It looks like that's pretty significant damage actually, as Mew Mew does go to the pits. Gr3 to the pits as well, so he's going to have to pit for that damage to get that fixed and get that car back working again. Baz has collected himself a penalty, probably track limits related. Sean running in 5th position, working his way through the field now, so Sean is actually progressing very well. Mew Mew in the pits, almost empty on that car, so he's going to need to put a lot of fuel in that. A lot of repair work going on for Gr3, and he's going to exit the pits now, so they're going to be filled to the end of the race. Skipping forward as this race progresses now, 33 minutes gone, and 3rd position is Gecko Racer. Looks like Bobby to the pits, so that's going to be an extra pit stop for Bobby. I don't think he needs fuel. So this is interesting. He's going for a Lewis Hamilton move to take on tyres and to try and gain back all that on. So he's going to probably bolt on those super soft tyres. Is it going to be on the super soft tyres? Yeah, super soft tyres for Bobby. And he's going to try and make a pit stop's worth of fuel, time back on the leaders. So he's going to come out in 5th position. Let's see how that one plays out as the race goes on. Pit stop times for this particular track don't seem that long. So this is where a lot of the drivers have probably tested this out in practice lobbies, and they know that they can make this time back. So let's see how this one plays out. Skipping forwards now, 36 minutes gone. Looks like Philo is in the pits, so almost empty on fuel, and so Philo will be filling the car to the end of the race, and we're going to see how that one's going to play out. So out the pits, and Gecko Racer is just going to put a move on Philo as he exits the pit. So that is going to be a battle to the end of the race. Gecko Racer on the soft tyres, slight usage on those soft tyres. I didn't catch what tyres Philo exited the pits with. Here we go, super soft tyres, brand new super soft tyres. So that is going to be a huge tyre advantage for Philo. And it looks like he's probably made that extra pit stop work somehow. Actually, fantastic pace from Philo. He's going to go side by side for Oscar versus Sean. Oscar's going to sweep across the front and make that move happen. Sean is going to look to try and capitalise on Oscar's penalties. As he's going to go into the braking zone. Is Sean going to be later on the brakes than Oscar? He's going to throw it down the inside. He's going to make that move work side by side, and they're going to just fall in line. So that was great racing between Oscar and Sean. Absolutely fantastic driving from both drivers there. Bobby is running behind in 5th position, so he'll be closing in to these two drivers. Fast forwarding now to the last minute of the race. Mew Mew is running in 7th. He's managed to get himself some more penalties. I'd be interested to get a total of the number of penalties that Mew Mew has managed to accumulate during this race. Let me know in the comments below if you've been keeping a running total. And it looks like we are going to be 30 seconds in the race remaining, so a couple of laps. Well, Miu Miu's certainly going to get an extra lap. I'm not sure who's going to get through for an extra lap. Let's try and find Philo. So Philo is down the straight now, 10 seconds in the race remaining. So Philo's going to cross the line. He's going to get the extra lap. Where is Gr3 running in second position? Will he make the extra lap? And the time has expired now, so Gr3 has not made the extra lap. He's going to finish in second position. Philo is out there on his own on a victory lap. NRT Bobby is going to take third position. Strong race from Bobby. Great strategy making that extra pit stop work. Fourth place is looking like it's going to be Sean. Absolutely solid drive from Sean. Huge improvement over last week at Monza, and he's got to be pleased with that, bringing it home in fourth position. Looking down the leaderboard, looks like Baz is currently running fifth position. Let's try and find him on the track in a moment. So flashing the lights from Sean, he's happy with that one. Baz is going to be crossing the line in fifth position. Another solid drive from Baz. Perhaps not this most solid choice of car. Gr3 is going to make his way all the way up to sixth position, so that's going to absolutely be a fantastic result coming from further back through the field earlier on in the race. And everyone's going to start to finish now. So Miu Miu is going to be in seventh position, almost a lap down, as Philo's going to try and beat him to the line to put a lap on him in the final stages of this race. But there is Philo, first position for the second race in a row, running down the pit wall. He's going to be happy with that one. If you have enjoyed this race, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to tune in for next week, where the weather will be wet. Looking at the weather forecast, wet weather race at Red Bull Ring. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Congratulations to all the drivers, and we'll see you all next week.